Hi, thanks for watching my video. I want to explain something, how to get a DAE, an FBX, an OBJ, a GLB or a GLDF file from, well, here we are in CG Trader, but from a website, import it into Blender, and then get it into BeamNG. The specific question I had was how to get a DAE, but it doesn't matter. Like I said, this is a OBJ, FBX, it doesn't matter. The process is the same. It doesn't have to be a DAE. It's the same thing. So I'm going to use this chest right here as an example because I like how it looks. I like the colors and I like it's got that glowing thing on the side. So we're going to download this. Okay, so here's all the files. You can see it's got DAE. We're not going to worry about STL, FBX, OBJ, the original Blender, and we have a zip file. This usually contains all of this, including the textures. Oh, and another thing, if you're downloading something, make sure that it shows what this comes with, because sometimes it's just a plain skin. But first we're going to download, I'm going to download the RAR file, the zip, because it's going to have all this in it and the textures. But also, before you do that, come down here and read what is included in the file. You can see here it's got its materials, it has its textures, and that's the two most important things you want, because if it doesn't have either one of those, then you're just going to be downloading an empty box. It's PBR, VR, low poly, all that other stuff doesn't really matter, but just as long as it has materials and textures, you're good to go. So here's the files that I downloaded. That's the main file. I unzipped it, and inside there you can see it indeed has all the formats: OBJ, FBX, DAE, the original Blender, and outside of that you have your texture. So we are going to do, let's try the DAE. So we're going to go to File, Import, DAE, go to Downloads, and there's the DAE. Hold down the S button and drag it and make it bigger to something that's a little bit more easier to work with. Click over here on this globe, the second one, and it will put the textures. You can see it doesn't have anything. So we're going to come over here to this. Make sure you highlight this. If you're not highlighted on it, you may not see this drop-down menu. And we can get rid of, let's get rid of the camera. Let's get rid of that light. See, like the menus are gone, so you want to click on the object. And we're going to click on Materials Property, Base Color. Make sure you click on the little dot on Base Color, not in the white. Go to Image Texture, and you're going to see this little thing right here pops up. And we're going to go to Open, Downloads. Now I downloaded this as a DAE. Let's go to, you can see right here we're working on the DAE, but the DAE file was downloaded all by itself, and the only way I could get to the textures if I downloaded the RAR and open it up, and there's the textures. So if you just download just the DAE all by itself, you may not see the textures. So anyways, here we are. We're going to go in here, go to textures, and we're going to choose the Create Material Base Color PNG, and that should paint the chest. If we go back to the original, these bands right here, we're not going to make these blue. I am not going to put that. I'm going to show you how to do that inside BeamNG. So, but these bands are the same colors as, it appears to be the same color as the case. It doesn't really matter. We have a little bit of freedom to do whatever we want. So we're going to highlight that band, hold down the Shift key, highlight that one, and that one. Actually, those bands look pretty cool. Silver. Kind of like them silver. But anyways, we're going to come down here, click on Base Color, Image Texture. It opened up right here again. We're going to click Open. And as a shortcut, the last file I opened was texture, so I'm just going to click right here and it will automatically take me to my textures file. And Create Material Base Color PNG. This seems to be the color of the case. and that will change the color of the straps. That looks good. So everything there looks fine. Like I said, I am not going to make these tubes blue. I'm going to show you how to do that inside BeamNG. And you see there's a little window right here. We can actually put an animated texture in there once it's in BeamNG. If I have a picture in BeamNG, I'll put it in there and then animate it. So let's highlight this. Remember, this was imported as a DAE, and the same thing will go for anything that you find a DAE file in, as long as it has its materials and or the textures. Maybe just the materials. So anyways, File, Export, DAE, Downloads. Downloads. So we're going to create a new file, and we're going to call the surface treasure. That's the folder name. And inside there we'll call this chest.dae. Now I am not a very knowledgeable Blender user. I am very basic and beginner. I'm not sure if this is required, but I always do this. I always check these 4 boxes. Selection only include children. I'll tell you why I select them. When I select them, everything works. Sometimes when I just leave the first one checked, things don't work. That's why I do it. It doesn't hurt anything, and it certainly helps a lot. So just check everything. We're in our downloads. We got that. We created a folder, and we gave it a unique name and export. All right. Now let's determine what level we want to put this in, which I'm going to put it in my default level that I put everything in, that I have unzipped, or not unzipped, but unpacked. Downhill endurance, levels, downhill endurance, art, shapes. Now let's go to my downloads. And there is my treasure. And inside there should be the material that I placed on the treasure chest. And this is the color that I put on the straps. So I'm going to grab that file, drag it over there. Let's just check. Everything's there. Everything appears correct. You want to place that in there as an unzip format, not in a zip format. If it's zipped, it will not work. It's not a level. It's not even a mod. It's just a prop. This is a giant Minecraft map that I imported. This was also imported as a DAE. Same process. Same exact process. So we're going to come down here. F11. Go to our asset browser. If you don't have it, view and window, and click on asset browser. All right, so you want to start at the surface, which is the name of your level, then art, shapes, and treasure. And we'll drag that to here. And there's the chest. As you can see, everything worked. So I imported this as a DAE from CG Trader. I had to put the material on it myself. And it came out pretty good. Texture is very good. You can see the little tubes on the side are not glowing blue, but we're going to add those ourselves. And then we're going to put a little picture in there and animate it. So to put the little tubes in here, we're going to go to here. Now we need to go, I'm inside the level folder right now, which is right all the way down to here, right there. This is all the level. So we're going to go beyond that and go into the BeamNG folders. And it may take me a second to find this, but it's art, shapes, common, and we want the cylinder. Is it this one? Yeah, we can use that one. We want to change its color. It's going to have to take 2 of these. That's only going to do half of it. Or not at all. Maybe it's not this one. All right, let's get rid of that one. That one wasn't it. I don't think it's the DAE. I think it's this one. Let's rotate that 45 degrees by clicking up here. Rotation tool. Click on the number 1 and the number 2 to rotate. Snap it 45 degrees. Now let's see. I think this one's color you can change. Yes. So that's half, and we'll do the other half and make it blue. And there we go. So now we have to change the size to match that. So 0.135, 0.135. Now I've already done this, so I know what the size is of this. I just did this first, so I wouldn't have to go through all this. 0.587. That'll give me the proper height. And we're going to put this over here. And let's slow our speed down so we can navigate closer to that thing. And we can also go into settings and make this glow. Go into the material settings. So we're going to press Shift, click on this, and drag it over. Shift, and drag it over. Now we're going to press Shift and click on this one, and click on that one. Shift, and we're going to drag these over. Now we're going to press Shift and highlight that one, and that one. Now we got 6 selected. And let's just bring that back up. Let's come to this side. I sure hope I pressed Shift just now. Don't think I did I? I did not. I moved all 6 over. But that's okay, not a problem. Let's just put that right there. Okay, looks like I got to make these things a little bit wider. But we're not going to worry about that right now. Let's put these back over here. There you go. You got your radioactive tubes now. And let's get rid of that. Let's go back to the... Let's move the sun over here so we can see the front of the box better, like that right there. All right. So now I think I have a picture already imported here in my file level. I don't remember what it was called, but I remember I made a matrix. I made a matrix theme one time, and I remember having some... Oh, wallpaper. Yep, right there. So this is just a JPEG or a PNG file that I downloaded, imported into Blender. You import it into Blender as image as a plane, and then export it as a DAE. That again is a different subject matter, so we won't venture too far down that path. So we're just going to drag the DAE, drag it to the desktop here. It appears blank because the image is on the other side. So we're going to press number 2. We have the rotate snap on at 45 degrees. Turn that around. And number 1 is going to allow us to move it up into position. Let's back this up into here. Right about there. Let's put that over there. Now we're going to press number 3 on the keyboard and size this. You can see it right there. Let's get rid of that. That looks good. That way you can't see the image in there. I'm not sure how far it's in there. Let's see. The farther back it goes, right about there. I like it when it's really set back in there a ways. Now if you want to animate that, just go to Windows, Materials, Lighting Properties. We're going to go to Animations. And just, you can do rotate animation, scroll animation, square, triangle, So just try each one to suit your needs. This one will make it go up and down like an old-fashioned TV. And that represents the, I think with these two you can control, oh, well it's rotation, so it's going to rotate. This one is scroll. And I believe if you put these over here, you can control the angle of the scroll. We'll turn that one off. We'll try wave. That looks pretty cool. And image sequence is the last one. Now that's pretty cool too. So anyways, that's a very, very quick, easy example on how to import this chest. And you can import this any way you want. I imported this as a DAE, but the same process can be done as an FBX, an OBJ, a GLB, a GLDF. They all work basically the same way.